What's up, YouTube? Back with another reaction video. Today we got the wildest start to an NBA season I've ever seen. I wouldn't say that, but a lot has happened so far, and a lot of unexpected. Like, the Jazz are going crazy. They're absolutely nuts, and they just traded away their two best players. So we thought. Like, there's so many players going absolutely nuts right now that, again, you would have never thought. There's players that you thought would have been killing that's not doing nothing, not even playing. Kawhi. But yeah, I'm interested to see and hear what you got to say, so let's get into it, and we're gonna break it down afterwards, during, all that. Let's get into it. Hey.
I'll say this again. It's our defense. We have to correct our defense.
And oh my goodness, the James Wiseman slander I've seen is, oh my Lord. I know he hasn't been living up to what they thought he would be at this time, but y'all think it's a goner? Y'all think it's no hope left? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he got time. Who am I?
A lot of concerned Clipper fans out there. What is the latest that you are hearing on his
Kawhi. Hey! We're not even a quarter into the season, my boy had it.
Trying to hold him back. Steve Nash is incensed.
The NBA season just started a few weeks ago, and things are already completely out of control. And we absolutely love it. The NBA is back, and it's better than ever.
I will say this, sorry for talking, but you know it's a reaction. I'm not here for any Russ slander. None of it. Not even a little bit. That's a whole nother video, but let's get back into it.
Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. A new NBA season is upon us. Just look at it. Ain't it beautiful? And with the season underway, SeatGeek is here to get us back in on the action. Check this out. Just download the SeatGeek app and use the promo code Jimmy to get $20 off your first order. SeatGeek makes buying tickets easier than ever before with a rating system that lets you know which tickets are a good deal and which tickets are a bad deal. If it's green, that's a banger. You're getting a good deal there. Red? Not so much. I've been using SeatGeek for years. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a surefire way to get the best deal for your tickets. Whether it's a concert, basketball game, football, baseball, festival.
Not really. I actually might use your code, my boy. If you're watching this, because there's a concert I low-key want to go to, so we'll see.
Reference Release Accurate releases their preseason odds and projections. These are usually fairly accurate. Not really. And this season was no different. Basketball Reference released their preseason projections for each team, and just a few weeks into the NBA season, the league has already been flipped on its head. Preseason odds projected the Jazz to have the worst record in the NBA. They are currently the top team in the West, propelled by Jordan Clarkson and a prime Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, Larry Markin. Right now, the Jazz are on pace to winning 61 games this season. Their projected win total before the season started was 24 wins. This has to be the most unexpected start to a season ever. The Jazz part ways with their two perennial All-Stars and still find themselves tied for the most wins in the entire league. Another completely inexplicably successful team has been the Trailblazers, who were projected to be the 10th seed in the West. But then they won, and won again, and won again, and won again, and by the grace of God, now have the third best record in the West.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea. I've seen one Blazers game all year, and it was when they beat the Heat. I'm a Heat fan, for y'all that don't know. And that was a really good game. And that's not... Dame is carrying them, but he's even been out a couple games. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't get it, but I don't care to. Go Blazers. The Clippers are mediocre once again thanks to literally one player in Kawhi Leonard, who has taken player empowerment to a whole nother level by just doing whatever he wants to. You ate a heavy meal this evening, and we don't want to take any risks. Might as well sit this one out, big fella. Yay, he's back. No, he's not. One of the greatest players of all time just straight up doesn't play, and we've gotten so used to him doing this, no one even talks about it. Suit up!
See, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Kawhi, it's wild that he doesn't play. I wonder if there is really something wrong with dude to a point where every time he does play, he makes it worse and worse. Or he's just playing prevention, hoping that anything that hurts won't get worse. You know, because you know how many times they'll say, oh, we're saving this player for the playoffs. All you got to do is get through the regular season. We're going to make the playoffs, so once we get to the postseason, then do your thing. But I think Kawhi gets a pass a lot of the times as opposed to a lot of other players. Well, I think he's gotten a pass so much up until this point because he can not play, and when he comes back, he doesn't miss a beat. He plays like Kawhi Leonard. It's not oh, he needs a couple games. No, 30 ball right off the bat. Game winner next game. Clamping the team's best player the next game. Like, he doesn't miss not a single beat. So, you look at it from a different perspective, it might be working. What he's doing might be working. We don't like it. It looks ugly. It's annoying as a fan of basketball and a fan of Kawhi. Even a Clippers fan. Like, you're watching your team all year, but it's not really your team without your best player. So, I don't know. I think, personally, from my perspective, I wish he would play. I just wish he would. But also, as a former athlete, just as a person, I actually do wonder if there is something wrong with him. If he's not just hurt, but is he injured? Or is he hurt, but like, I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot. I want you to play Kawhi. I'm going to leave it at that. But what you're doing has been working, but not lately, so. Well, it hasn't resulted in a chip, which is what they brought you to LA for, so. Y'all tap in. I'd love to hear what y'all got to say.
My guy, my fantasy team is in the trenches. Do something. But at least the Clippers are just mediocre, and not an absolute dumpster fire like the Warriors and Lakers. I just made a video about whether...
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance.
I don't think the Warriors look
now
that
look how
bad.
much he pays.
The Lakers look bad.
Most insurance companies are charging extra.
You can see they
don't want us to know that...
or not it was possible to buy an NBA championship, and we concluded that no, you cannot buy an NBA championship. So far this season, the Warriors are proving to be no exception to this. In fact, the Warriors are the first team in NBA history to start the season 0-6 on the road. It's getting ugly, but it's still really early in the season, so I expect this team to start figuring out things here soon as they continue to experiment with their lineups and buff out some rough edges. Now, a team that won't be doing any buffing on any edges is this rotten bunch that call themselves the Los Angeles Lakers. Between a bench that resembles your least favorite G League team, a third best offensive option in Lonnie Walker, and Anthony Davis.
Hey, I told some of my friends Lonnie Walker is the real deal. I told my friend, but I didn't know he was going to be playing 3. He's a point. He really just a 6'8" point, but we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone.
Clenching at his back every time a defender looks at him the wrong way. This team is an absolute wreck. The Lakers are currently every time a third best offensive option in Lonnie Walker, and Anthony Davis clenching at his back every time a defender looks at him the wrong way. This team is an absolute wreck. The Lakers are currently on pace to win a whopping 16 games this season, which is so bad, it would set a new franchise record for the least amount of wins in the Lakers' 76-year existence. A team with 3 all-time great players on it, and they just can't seem to put together a win. In fact, if the Lakers' situation wasn't bad enough, even if they finish this season with the worst record in the NBA, they won't even have a shot at the first overall pick in the upcoming draft, since they included the rights to a first-round swap with the Pelicans when they traded for Anthony Davis back in 2019. The Pelicans could very well end up with a generational talent next season, gift-wrapped and hand-delivered thanks to the Lakers playing like absolute dog water. But somehow, the Lakers being an absolute circus at the moment is not nearly the biggest story in the NBA right now. Because in the East, the Nets have gone completely off the rails with one of the weirdest and dysfunctional starts to a season I've ever seen. This team has got NBA Reddit looking like the front page of TMZ. Preseason odds had the Nets as the 4th best team in the league.
Did y'all see that headliner? Kevin Durant is still good at basketball.
Odds had the Nets as the 4th best team in the league this season and 3rd best in the East. That, my friends, has not been
I ain't go back far.
the case. Despite Kevin Durant trying to stay out of the drama, but subtly putting himself right in the middle of it, regardless of Kyrie Irving becoming public enemy #1, and in the midst of Ben Simmons regressing into a poor man's Draymond Green, Steve Nash somehow took the fall for this team's shortcomings and was fired just 7 games into the season. No, it wasn't Kyrie's distracting off-court antics. It wasn't Ben Simmons refusing to do anything on the court other than being 6'10". It wasn't Sean Marks blowing up a perfectly good roster. It was all Steve Nash's fault. Meanwhile, leading the East are the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been using the league as their personal punching bag, winning 9 straight games to start the season. Preseason odds had the Bucks projected as the 3rd best team in the NBA going into the season, and already...
And I understand drama and all that stuff. You know, it gets the clicks, it gets the views. But why can't we just highlight the good basketball that's being played? Like, you turn off First Take, all you see is Lakers, Nets. All you see. All you hear. Lakers, Nets. Like, can we talk about the Bucks? Can we talk about the Jazz? Can we talk about Portland? Can we give Dame a pat on the back? Like, can we talk about the Cavs? How Donovan Mitchell is just coming and completely glued with the rest of the team? Can we talk about how my boy Jamal Murray has come back and looked pretty good thus far? I don't know. It's always, oh, why is this team playing like that? Obviously, we got to highlight teams that we had expectations for that are not living up to them. But, sheesh. I wish they would talk about the good stuff more. It's always the bad. And it makes the game look bad. Like, why would I want to turn the TV on and watch basketball if all I see on ESPN is about how bad of basketball that they're playing? I don't know. Again, just my opinion. Let me know.
They have exceeded those expectations. The craziest part about the Bucks' success so far this season, Chris Middleton hasn't even suited up yet. You can't get out to a much better start than the Bucks have. Except, somehow, one team has.
Ooh-wee, the crispiness.
Hey, more food vids on the way. Just gotta get my bread up, you heard?
Because preseason odds had the Cavaliers projected as the 8th best team in the East. And not only have they blown the top off of that projection, the Cavaliers have become an absolute juggernaut over the last few weeks. Right now, the Cavaliers have...
Actually, I'm sorry, just throwing another topic in. Can we talk about Paolo? Can we talk about Paolo? Now, they suck, but do you see what he's getting into right now? Oh my, it's a 30 ball every time I turn the TV on. And I'm a Duke fan. I didn't see this coming this soon. He's... If he can stay healthy, you know, B.I., JT, that's just the start. Because neither one of them was on this type time when they first got drafted. And I only compared them to him because Duke forwards, you know, wings, I'll say that, play similar, scoring, long, lengthy, light skin. That's the only reason. But I'm telling you, Paolo, he's the real deal.
The highest net rating in the entire league, the highest SRS score among all teams, and the largest margin of victory, all while being led by easily the most talented and well-rounded 8-man rotation in the NBA, and a now MVP caliber star in Donovan Mitchell, who has taken a massive leap this season. The Cavaliers are the real deal. We are only 3 weeks into the season, and already these projections and expectations have completely blown up. Just a month ago, the Warriors, Clippers, and Nets were 3 of the top 5 teams favorited to win an NBA championship. Now, all 3 of these teams are fighting to just stay relevant in their conference. This season was supposed to be the year of the great tank. Just not from these teams. Teams that we all thought would be rebuilding this season were supposed to put together their best tanking job to increase their odds at the generational prospect in Victor Wembanyama. I was excited. The Jazz, Pacers, Spurs, Thunder. Where's the tanking? We've got a generational talent on the line here. Lose. I mean, some teams are starting to look like real frontrunners in the Wemby sweepstakes, but I wasn't aware that the Warriors were gunning for the kid. But it's still early in the season. Anything could happen. The Warriors could pull together and look like real contenders as the season continues. The Cavaliers and the Jazz could continue their run and solidify themselves as a real threat for a title. Who knows? The Lakers could even make the playoffs. Well, let's not get carried away here. The NBA is back, and it just keeps getting better. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.
Starting to show y'all that these super teams is not so super. If it doesn't work within the first 3 years, you might want to start that rebuild. And you got to think, before KD and Kyrie went to the Nets, they was looking good. That squad was young. They grew together. Look, man. Like I said, the super teams, it's starting to look like a real bad look. It's starting to look real bad. But forget all that. Anything that they didn't cover, man. Ben Simmons could be a whole video. Russ could be a whole video. The Kyrie situation could be 2 videos. They didn't even touch on my Miami Heat, which could be a video in itself. But yeah, I want y'all to tap in, because I don't usually do videos like this, but I'm gonna start doing more of them on the channel, especially since I tap into basketball like every day, all day. Watch the games almost every day, at least 1 or 2 teams, but I keep up with every team in the league. Same thing with football. But yeah, like I said, y'all tap in. Other than that, that's gonna end up this reaction video. I'm not gonna tell you to like, comment, share, or subscribe, because if y'all rock me, y'all gonna do that anyway. And I'm going.